What is going on, guys? Should clear the vocals out a little bit there. All right, we're starting in about 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Let's get ready to rumble. What's up, damn Yankee? What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're going to be starting really soon here. Vote on the poll. We got how many stocks are you holding? We are on a bull run. We've been talking about this bull run for quite some time now. How many stocks are you holding on this bull run? I'm curious to know. 1 minute. We're going to be starting 1 minute. What's going on, guys? It's Dave with Dave Worrell Trading. I am pumped to be here today. I'm pumped to be in front of you today. I really am. We have a lot to go over tonight. I'm going to run through the indices, and then I'm going to run through the leading stocks, what I'm holding, and then what I am seeing right now in the overall market. So we'll see you in just a second. Peace. All right, guys, like I said, I am pumped to be here today. I've been doing a lot of work on the side, and then I've been doing a lot of work at home. So side work on top of side work. It's been keeping me a little bit more distant from the overall market, but I have to say, it is absolutely amazing. I love being able to step back, take the trades, take less size, and just kind of let it work while I don't have to worry about it so much. So as you guys know, for a very long time, I've been so involved with the market and so just drowning myself in every little tick. And it's kind of nice to see and understand after so many years kind of stepping back, taking more of a longer term approach on something, Still swing trading, but just using less share size so it's not as meaningful, which is allowing me to hold on to these moves. And we'll talk about some of those moves and some of the stocks I was in and why it's so important to follow your process. So we're going to go through the S&P 500 and some of the other notable ETFs like the QQQs and the small cap stocks IWM. And then after that, we'll get right into the juicy bits because we know your time is precious. While you're here, hit that like and subscribe button. And we already got damn Yankee in the building. Erica K, what's going on? She says, hola, amigos. What's going on? It's good to see you. Robert Tainch, hi, all. He says, well, hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you. Dan, Bob, Dan, the greatest moderator live, of course, is here with us today. And we have Nylith. What's going on, Nylan? Nalani. No, oh, man, I have such a hard time with those names, but I hope I got it right. Nalani, it's good to see you again, brother. I'm glad you are here. Well, anyway, guys, we've been talking about this bull run. You know, I don't mean to toot my own horn here or nothing, but we talked about the 21-day moving average over and over again. Remember, guys, it's October 13th, 2024, and we are on a bull run. How do I know? Well, because we were risk on after we broke through that 21-day moving average. We're going to continue to mark these out so we can see over the years and years and years of trading how every time we've been risk off below the 21-day moving average, we have really saved our own ass long-term and swing trading. And now for here, guys, we talked about this breakthrough. We were risk on here. We were looking for stocks to be a part of and take trade and identify the leaders. And sure enough, we can see we have beautiful progress here, still holding above the 21-day moving average. And if you guys remember, we pulled back to here. We talked about this is an area of liquidity. What do we call this? Support. When this came back down, not only was the 21-day moving average there for support, but we also have all of this liquidity here. All of these people willing to back this price up. This price action at 564, 565 has been a very tremendous one. So it's nice to see the overall market reach another new all-time high in the S&P 500. So congratulations to everyone that has a long-term holdings or that actually was spot on with this risk on here and found some swing trading that was beneficial, that was in the leaders, that held up and continues to hold up well. We'll see a few of those very, very soon. Let's take the QQQs. The QQQs, now this is tech heavy. It is now above the 50-day moving average and showing support on the 21-day moving average. We're starting to see the trend now. 3 new all-time highs, and we can see it's broken out of this area of liquidity, which hopefully, if it does come back down one more time, will also act as support. So is it too far from new all-time highs? No, we're only about $10 away, $12 away, somewhere around there to reach these new all-time highs. So let's just keep that in mind. Tech is what's been leading this. Tech is what pulled this thing right back down, and now it looks like tech is getting ready to break out of this area. So it's looking really good. What up, Predator? Predator made it in. I hope you brought coffee, my friend. Stockalope says, what do we think about the Chinese market stocks with the recently the stimulus news? You know, that Stockalope, when they brought out that stimulus news for China, the first thing I says was keep an eye on BABA. And sure enough, BABA broke out. We can see this huge new higher lows. And right before that news came out, you could see some very interesting activity happening before the breakout. And we were watching PDD. Those are the two main stocks that I keep an eye on. And you can see China did really, really well. So I think if we can find actionable trades in stocks, you might be able to take a proper risk reward on some Chinese stocks. But we always need to understand Chinese stocks come with inherent risk along with biotechs as well. So PDD is going to be a riskier, with BABA is going to be riskier, you know, and all because their government can do whatever the hell they want. You know, they can come in and they say, nope, we're shutting this thing down. And BABA, you know, Alibaba, that's kind of what they did with their CEO. You know, he disappeared, you know. So anything can happen. Just be careful with that. Let's take a look at small caps. Small caps are looking really good. What's up, B. Stewie? What's going on, brother? Norman, there. That's who. I was like, who just popped in? Norman, what's going on, Norman? It's good to see you, brother. Glad that you are here. So the Russell 2000 looks like it's starting to heat up again. What do I mean by that? Well, 3 new higher lows, 1, 2, 3, and we have this downtrend kind of look. You can see we have something like that where it's starting to look like it's trying to break out here, and if it does, we have resistance at 225. So the small cap stocks look like they are healthy as well. All right, now there's plenty more that we could go over when it comes to the ETFs, but what I like to do is just solely focus on the S&P 500. With the VIX volatility index coming down, the S&P 500 is still reaching those new all-time highs. Of course, a little extended from the 10-day moving average here, but still showing extremely good characteristics for this overall run. If you guys remember last week, I talked about how this looked like it was absolutely primed to head higher. And that's exactly what it did. It bounced off the 21-day moving average, and after it broke through this area, it moved much, much higher. So that looks very, very, very nice. Okay. Let's see. Dan Bob. Yeah, Dan Bob went through that hurricane. He said, my town took a direct hit in the face, but where I am, my hood took it better than the other side of town. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good to have Dan Bob in a safe spot. We also had Marks also going through the same thing with Milton. So shout out to you guys. You know, I hope everybody stays safe, that you have, you know, electricity and all the necessities that you need to continue to survive and be happy. Yeah, definitely goes out to all the families out there. All right, let's talk about some of the stocks I'm in. I'm going to show you where I'm at on some of these. And some of these I took on a smaller time frame. Like this one here, it's extended. You know, you could call this like a base breakout. You could call it that. I don't. I'm not. The whole reason why I took this stock very, very clearly, APP, I identified it as a leader because even when the overall market was pulling back, this overall APP continued much, much higher. All right. So I just took a small 50 shares on this day right here. It's a 5-minute trend breakout. And if you don't agree with me, you haven't looked at what I've been studying here. It's this new higher low 5-minute strategy. I love playing this, and I really wanted to be a part of APP. So this is how I traded it, taking 50 shares at the end of the day, right as it started to break out of this trend on the 5-minute. And I said, well, hey, if it breaks out, then I'm going to hold on to this until it breaks back down to my buy-in point or the 10-day moving average, which is much lower, so it needs some time, or this thing breaks down and closes out below 144. So I was risking a $50 risk for something that has the potential as a leader, if we continue on our bull run, to go much, much higher. So that's why I took APP. That was my thought process back there. Also, NVDA, I took off of these lows. You can see why I did this. Just showing support down here and it being a leader in a bull market. This is the breakout price for this previous high. So it broke through that area. And if it comes back down, I'll stop out for break even. I'm fine with that. Just trying to grab a piece of those leaders as they take off. And you guys know I've been holding PLTR from this base breakout down here. We're holding around 36.50. We got about, I don't know, let me see how many shares. I don't remember. About 100 shares of this. So we're up about $600 on this trade. That's pretty nice. But this is what is amazing. So you guys don't think I'm just talking your ear off about my trades. VRNA. So if we look at this, I'm going to blow this up on the big screen for you guys. So you can see this is shown multiple times where you could have played here. You know, multiple areas where you could have played a trend break. I didn't play this trend break till here. Okay, this is what I considered, you know, a nice clean break. As it's holding the 30-day moving average, it breaks out as it gets tighter on the 21-day, and it moves higher. Now look at this. As this thing pulls back, I'm looking for another area to get in, but the thing is it never got tight. Okay, and I was still up a good amount, right? But I said if it closes below this 10-day moving average, I have to exit out of this, and it didn't. It bounced off that 10-day so well, reached new all-time highs, and I'm just proud of myself for holding on to this I'll be taking a small piece of this off very soon. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 5R. I'm at 5R. So I think I'm going to take half off here now at this top. This one we're up about $562. So I'll just take off $250 off of that and then use that break even area where I bought in at. Okay. So that's just what I'm doing. And I'm just sitting back, guys. I took these trades. I gave myself wide enough risk and I gave myself enough understanding knowing that if I lose this, it's okay. If I lose everything in here, that's okay. I'm only risking, $50 to $300 a trade. And that's just in coordinates to my 1% of my full account. Okay, so everything's accounted for. There should be no stress. There shouldn't be anything going on in your life that's really keeping you from being able to handle this. And if it's too much, do less. If it's too much, do less. Just do it right. Okay? So, Jolene, what's going on, sweet Jolene? Glad to see you here. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, guys. Now, let's go into my ticker watch list. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is the watch list when I first started looking at this thing. And we're just going to keep it on the daily. Actually, you know what? Before we get into this, I'm kind of pumped for this. I just seen this ticker, but let's go to Poet, okay? Now, we were keeping a really close eye on Poet here, just because it started forming these really nice, and we missed this, but this was a nice breakout here on Poet. We missed this. It was a nice breakout. I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody took care of this. But regardless, anyway, I got to say the best moderator alive did some phone calls, and next thing I know, check this out, guys. Next thing I know, this thing comes in the mail, and the wife comes over and she gets me. She goes, "Hey, something from Poet Technologies is here." So I just figured we'd open up this now. Dan Bob, thank you so much for always keeping things interesting and sending things. So let's just open this thing up. I'm kind of pumped. I have no idea what's going to happen here. So hopefully it's not an actual glitter bomb like Dan Bob always threatens to send me. I mean, it would make for good video, and we could do some good clips of it. So I won't hold a grudge forever, Dan Bob. I won't hold a grudge forever if that's what it is. But it better make for some good content, Dan Bob. It better. All right, let's just see what's in here, guys. Poet Technologies. Send in the free. What is this? Oh, wow. We're about to get fancy today, guys. All right, let me just set this down, and I will show you exactly what's going on here. Oh, while I knock everything over. Uh-oh. Lost the video. Hang on. Hold up. Hold on. It would be. That would be great. Hang on. Let me get this set right. I know. Spilling water over here. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me here. There we go. Hey, there's always got to be something, right? There's always got to be something. All right, so knocking over a little bit of water here, but I think we're okay. And now that I'm unplugged, oh, wow, I don't even have this plugged in. Okay, here we go. Hope the audio. Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would lose the video. All right. The issue was my microphone wasn't unplugged, and I went and basically ripped everything out of my... Anyway, let's get into this, guys. All right, so it looks like they sent us some 12-ounce stainless steel mugs. Let's take a little peeky gander. Old Poet here. Too bad I'm not like all in their stock right now, because that would make for good. Look at that. Oh, look at the mug. See the bottom here? It's got that like cork feel to it. Oh, look at that. Poet Technologies mug. Very cool. Dan Bob. All right, and then check this out, guys. What? We are looking good. We are looking good, guys. It looks like there's a couple different sizes in here. Oh, yeah. We're looking good. We're looking good. All right. Shout out to you, Dan Bob. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'd fit in this thing, but we're going to try. We're going to try right now, guys. Hang on. All right. Hopefully I don't rip everything out when I go to do this. Hopefully it's not too tight. Oh, yeah. We're fancy now, guys. We're fancy. I look like some preppy guy. Okay, guys. I'm a nerd now. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got the poet shirt on. We got the poet mug. They sent a couple of mugs and a couple of shirts too. So, poet mug, poet shirt. And you guys already know I got a bunch of other poet stuff. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same people. I really don't. But we'll see. Yeah, it's not. But we'll. I'm gonna show up to the family dinner where the old father-in-law has all his poet stuff, and I'm gonna have this fancy shirt. So this will be fun. But yeah, great job, Dan Bob. What's going on, Zamora? Stockalope says, just hashtag toy unboxing for the vid. Yeah, for sure. It would get a ton of views. All right, guys, let's get into this. So the first thing I found out when we were going through the scanner that we put up for you guys to look through, when I use this scanner, I always do it by relative volatility index. And then I just channel through that so it's the highest relative volume index on the scanner. So we have these that are popping up. So I want you guys to understand that we are breaking out on a lot of these stocks, okay? So when I first start looking through with relative volume, the first thing I see on our scanners is everything is extended. And I don't know what you guys think. I would love for your input on that when we went through the stock list. Dan, Bob, B. Stewie, and Predator. I would love your guys' feedback, and anybody else that's willing to chime in. When you went through the stock watch list, that, you know, the 200, 300 stocks that we had, did it feel like there was a lot extended and not a lot setting up? That's what I seen. And just the first few that I seen on this, you can see extended, 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 okay? There's a reason why when we look at the S&P 500 and we're risk on, we need to know and understand what stocks are strong in the overall market, because then this is what happens. Then this is when traders start to chase. That's when you start to get hurt. That's when you start to lose money. And you think every time like, oh man, every time I buy something, it goes down. Well, that's because the smart money is selling to you. Be the smart money, know when to get in, and that's why we use the S&P 500, okay? So there's plenty on here, plenty of stocks that are on here. But once I went through and I weaseled down, what I ended up finding, which you guys there's some weird ones on here, but I really want you to keep an eye on, and I think Dan Bob's gonna like this one, but it's SOUN. So I found SoundHound, and it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter here with these little blurps of volume. And it's not following any moving averages except for possibly the 200-day moving average. But I just can't get past this look, okay? I can't get past it. It looks like something that we would trade. We're going to see what happens right here in this area. If a lot of volume creeps in here and it starts to jet this up higher, I think it could stop a lot of your short traders out. Not that it's a short squeeze candidate, which we could look up, but none of that data is nearly as valuable as we want it to be. But this thing could really break out. Now, where do I think it's going to go? Well, there's a lot of volume sitting at the $7, so it's not going to go anything too crazy, but it's one stock that I want to keep an eye on. Then also I have EOLS. So what I like about this is this big push up on a lot of volume, a pullback, and it's riding the 21-day moving average. I think this needs a few more days to get tight before it breaks out, but you can see it's in this area where it's above all of this garbage below it. And if it breaks out of here, I think it's going to have some blue skies above it. So we'll see what happens with EOLS. And I'm just going to set an alert so I don't forget about this baby just in case it pops on up there. Not that I would take it at that point in time. I'd much rather see it kind of bounce around for a while and get really tight under 1650. Jolene, you got EOLS as well. That's very good, good, good. Erica, regarding the list, was super surprised by how many very green on Friday. Yes, I agree. I don't think you should have been super surprised though, simply because if we look at the S&P 500, you can see the S&P 500 made new all-time highs. And if you're looking at our stock screener, that stock screener is looking for the best, fastest movers, right? And that's what it's searching for. It's searching for things that are above its moving averages, things that are showing volume, things that are fast movers, right? So don't be surprised on that screener. That just shows you what was strong in the market, and then when the market finally did its blowout and it pushed higher, that's where all the money's going into, is all of those stocks. Predator says that I finally look like, where was it? Where did he say that? Predator, you finally look like a respectable trader. Dude, dude, come on, thanks. I mean, I don't know if I should be offended or happy. Thank you, sir. But yeah, so after I went through this, the few others that I found in here, we have LX. I really think this LX, I don't know if you guys found this or not, but this is the kind of stocks that really can explode, okay? Very small. It's only trading at 335, so a lot of smaller, $2,000, $1,000 account traders are going to be interested in seeing something like this. And as long as I can hold this 10-day moving average, I definitely see that this thing has some potential for an explosive move to the north side. So I'm just going to set an alert at 335. If it does break above that, I'm going to keep a close eye on it to see if more than average volume comes in on that 5-minute time frame. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Predator says, in my own process, I only consider if it's extended more than 2%, extended 2% or less, should look like a wick touching the 10-day moving average. That's just me. I like that. I like how close that is. Yes, extended. That's one to look the best play in China stocks. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with you, B. Stewie. Bonnie, what's going on? What's going on? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Pumped to have everybody in here. Let's see what else we got. So SRRK, if you guys remember, I played this. This was a really good play. I made quite a bit of money on the day one of this trade, exited half of my shares. And then as it came back down, I stopped out for a break even on the last half. We just played this in the morning, sold out here, and then sold the rest at break even. So it was a nice trade. Now what am I waiting for in the daily? It's very, very simple. This needs to wait for a moving average to catch up, get tight, show us a trend or a base breakout. So this needs a lot more time. But I like SRRK. CAPR, this is just another one I wanted to throw on here. Big move up, but needs a lot more time, right? We're obviously going to wait. This thing's just kind of chopping around. Price discovery at this point in time. We have QSG, big move up and a pullback. Now remember, guys, I do want to break everybody out for just a second. You got to understand, like QSG, CAPR, SRRK, some of these that I'm bringing up are very, very fast movers, okay? And I don't want anybody playing anything like this if you don't understand risk management. So that brings me into a little segue here, guys. Take a look at my screen. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button if you're just joining us now, if you've never seen this before. If you're watching this at a later time, hit subscribe. And also, if you click this more button down below, you can find me on all platforms right here on our link tree. If you click that link tree, you'll see we have a YouTube. And in that YouTube, you'll find we have a trading school. It's all free. Everything is free. Everything is absolutely free here. And then you can join our Discord. After you go through that swing trading school, if you want to trade how we trade, join the Discord. It's absolutely free. The only thing we ask is that you have an open mind and a golden heart. All right, we're going to keep on keeping on, guys. I hope everybody's having a good time. And of course, I have about 3 more stocks that I'm going to give for you. And then what I want you to do is let me know what stocks that you think are going to be actionable for this next week setting up. All right. Next stock that I have on my list is SLNO. Now, I don't really care for this stock, but I couldn't take my eyes off of it because of these new higher lows. So this thing moves 5%. It's actionable, but I still think if it breaks out of this area, like it looks like it's doing, it can move much higher, much faster, okay? Because it's been stuck here. And remember, what acts as resistance will then act as support after it breaks through. So we'll see very, very soon. And Dan, Dan, the greatest money related, has just posted the link tree in the comment section. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Next up is COMM. Yes, I am still watching COMM. Yes, I'm aware of this wicking candle. Big stuff, but still being bought up at the 21-day moving average. I really like the look of COMM. And honestly, this is probably my top on my watch list. This is probably my number one right now. Now, of course, guys, I do really want to keep in mind that I'm holding all the leaders. We identified these leaders. The only one I'm not holding is Meta, okay? It's the only stock that I couldn't find a way into that I felt comfortable with taking on a risk-reward, a good risk-reward, okay? Now, COMM, I have to say, is looking really, really nice. I really like where this sits. I like this setup. And if we can get some volume, I will take the trade. But right now, we're getting more volume to the sell side. But I still would like to see that go. And we already went over pull it. One thing I want to point out is rail. We did have a breakout on rail. We pointed this out last week to you about how it was setting up and what we wanted to see. Followed the 10-day, broke out, and almost made new all-time highs. So big shout out to Dan for actually calling that one out last week. We called VERI out last week as well. And you can see here, it moved much, much higher, very, very fast, and then got ripped right back down to the 10-day moving average, but still holding out. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe somebody fat fingered that one. But it looks like if you were still interested in that, you could play this play right here where it's bouncing off of this area of support. But we'll see what happens. This is a lot of selling volume that came in there. And then we have SKE. This thing broke out too. We were talking about this, but I lost track of SKE after it broke through its 21-day moving average. So we don't have to look at that. Oh, we talked about MSTR too. We were talking when Jolene brought up Hood. She brought up Hood, which, by the way, Hood's doing absolutely amazing. I brought up MSTR, making a note that it is a very fast mover as well. And if you're looking into the Bitcoin space, aside from buying Bitcoin directly, these are some stocks that you can look at. And Hood, congratulations to you, Jolene. Hood is doing very, very well. Well, another one that Jolene brought up was RKLB. And yes, that is a big one that, and you know, I don't know why I don't have RKLB closer to my, this is another number one watch for me. Now, Dan Bob played this base breakout absolutely beautifully, and so did Jolene. And we talked about this because, you know, he's way up here with his shares still. And, you know, that's a very meaningful amount. Even if you sold half already, you know, 30% to 35% on one trade is like, wow, what do I do here? So he said to himself, he thinks it's just going to set back up again. And he's calling this out absolutely beautifully. So I don't know, Dan Bob, did you plan on adding into this if it breaks out or just holding onto the same position? I'm very curious to know, but absolutely beautiful play on RKLB, Rocket Labs. And if it's not on your watch list, you're absolute, no, I'm just kidding. I don't even have it in me to say anything mean. Yeah, man. So RKLB looking really, really good. So COMM and RKLB on the top of that watch list. And I'm just keeping an eye just for my sick pleasure, SOUN. So let's take a look at HIMS. And Dan Bob said he was going to add on that. So RKLB, that's what I love to hear. Why do I love to hear that? Not because I don't love to hear it because I suck at adding onto positions. You guys know that's a huge weakness of mine is adding onto those positions. But Dan Bob knows just as well as I know that the best traders add onto their positions. They really do. It takes a while to learn how to do this. And right here's a beautiful thing. Base breakout, now forming a trend breakout. If it does break out, then you buy more. If it breaks down, then you sell, right? It's that simple. If you have a process, stick to that process. It's a beautiful plan. So let's take a look at HIMS. So HIMFs, I was really liking the look of this down here, and it broke down, and then it came right back up, storming back up, bounced off this area, and continued higher. Now, this thing is setting up new higher lows here. I don't think this thing's ready, but I could be wrong. I see a trend, but I just don't, it's not following that very, very well. Something's definitely going on in this area. HIMS definitely could do something here. It's definitely getting more than average volume. So just keep an eye on it for setting up. So let's see. And one thing we didn't look up, but I keep telling you guys constantly as a leader, is meta. So if you're looking for a faster way to play meta, because you guys know we don't want to play things that are only 2.1 ADR, you can go to METU and you can play this. It's the exact same, okay? It's just twice as fast. So this moves 4.1%. Means it's going to make more money for smaller capital for you, okay? Make more money using less capital. So this is METU. What am I looking for? What is this? What is this here? What is this beautiful thing? Oh, it's a trend breakout. Absolutely beautiful. I would love to be a part of meta as well. When it comes to my buying power, though, I still have 18,000 in buying power, so that's good. That means I can probably buy up some meta, and then I'll hold every leader, VRNA, PLTR, NVDA, and app. But I just need to see meta break through this area in order to have continued blue skies. We just got to break this trend, hold that 10-day moving average. We'll see. We'll see if that's what it wants to do. RCAT, let's take a look. So B Stewie says he is still in rail at 12.29. Let's see. What? Dude, nice. You got a piece of rail on Friday? Very nice. Yeah, and it did it on higher than average volume too. So well done, B Stewie, on that. Let's take a look at RCAT. Yeah, that's an awesome snag, B Stewie. And you're on your live account too. That's what I'm talking about, boy. That is what we need to celebrate right here, right now. This boy has started his live account, and he is killing it already, so I'm proud to hear that. So when it comes to RCAT, I just don't like the look of this, and I could be wrong, guys. You have to understand it's an art, but when I look at it, I don't like it, right? It's just chopping around here now, right? There's no real like this. I mean, maybe, because we have like a sustainable trend here, and then, there's something to look at. But when we come over here, I'm not sure what to make of this. There's no real base here. There's no real trend. I mean, you could consider it trending to the north side with new higher lows. But other than that, it's just kind of chopping around. I don't really care for RCAT. Not my favorite. Yes. Oh yeah, B Stewie definitely is. Stewie is a beef. I mean a beast. Hell yeah. All right, cool, guys. So let me know in the chat if there's anything else that we want to go over. Just remember that we don't have a lot on the watch list that we really think is ideal for a breakout currently. Why? Well, because the market has already brokeneth outeth. Okay, if we go back to the S&P 500, we know, and we have been saying since risk on right here, baby. Keep an eye on what's going on. We were risk on. We were 100% risk on here, and we were finding those leaders, and we took some of those leaders. We've been making money on the way up. Nice and easy. NNE. That's Beef Stewie's. He loves this NNE. Holding a 10-day moving average, or rather a 21-day moving average, it looks like it can make new higher lows. If this is another new higher low here, you got your 3 new higher lows. Well, you've already had your 3 new higher lows. So if it can break out of this area, I still think a nice, slow, and comfortable move higher would be great for this overall stock. We do just have to keep in mind at 30, there's a big pocket of resistance up there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But guys, I'm actually just absolutely thrilled. My new way of trading. Just relax. It's sit back, relax. Hell, my phone broke on me on Friday in the morning. I think I messaged you guys in chat the second I got back from home, but it was funny because I was in a couple of positions that I didn't have stop losses on, and I just thought to myself, like, well, well, I know the average daily range on them, so I know the amount that I'm most likely to lose if they all go and fail, right? And so there was either going to be a big story today on stop losses or how nice and comfortable and relaxed tradings have been for me. And it has been comfortable, it has been relaxed because we are identifying leaders in a strong market after identifying that we are in a strong market. Things are nice and easy, things are going nice and smooth. Small profits, but they are slowly adding up, and I'm not having to worry, guys. I'm being able to work a side job. I'm able to spend time with my family. I got a happy wife, you know what I mean? So things are good over here on my end, and I hope they are absolutely awesome on your end. Remember, guys, hit that like and that subscribe button. Make sure that you join our free Discord where all you need to have is an open mind and a golden heart, a heart of gold, like most of us have. I hope you guys have an awesome one. And remember, if this is your first time with us, I say goodbye to everybody on the way out. So stick with us, and I will say goodbye if you mentioned anything in the chat room. Thanks, guys. Peace. It's true. It's true. Jolene, sweet Jolene, thank you so much for being with us. B. Stewie, the man, the myth, the legend, one of my first subscribers out there, still with me, still kicking it, still learning, and now trading with a live account. I cannot explain how damn happy that makes me, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Bonnie Courier, thank you so much for being in here, brother. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. You know how much I appreciate that. Predator, I hope you do awesome tomorrow, brother. I love your own process. I love what you're doing and everything that you do for this channel. So thank you so much. Erica K, always showing up, always doing her homework, always kicking ass and taking names. Thank you so much for being here. Stockalope, absolutely. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Stockalope. We all need to have sweet names like that. Zamora, thank you so much for swinging in, honey. I appreciate you being here. Damn Yankee, thank you so much. Keep growing, brother. Keep growing. Norman Conklin, thank you so much for being here, brother. Nalani, it's good to have you pop in here and say hello. And Robert Tainch, of course, thank you so much for stopping in and saying hello. You guys all have a good night as well, Nalani, and a great week as well, Conklin. Thank you guys.